So welcome to Purpose by Design. For those especially who are new, Purpose by Design is where our men's fellowship, Man of Valor, and our female fellowship, Women of Virtue, meet. And we have a combined session. And it is an amazing, amazing platform where we share the Word of God when it comes to relationships. Other than MOV and WOV, we also have House of Bread. How many HOBarians in the house? Yeah! Whoa! So House of Bread is our church, and we meet here every Sunday, 9 a.m. So we're actually from service. The people you see here making a lot of noise, wamesha maliza misa yani ile ya kwanza, and they're still like this. So you can only imagine how amazing the services are. We also have a Bible study every Tuesday at 5:30. That's the church Bible study. Tunawakaribisha sana, sana, sana. All right, and how many of you are actually following Riot on Instagram and Facebook? This applies to everyone. Can you just put up your hand if you're following us? All right, can you put your hands down? How many of you are not following Riot on Instagram or Facebook? No one? Okay. Even the new friends? Or you're just being shy? Okay. We have our various platforms, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Please follow us. The service today is actually being streamed live right now via YouTube on the Isaac Malonga channel. So you can actually share the link with your friends, tell them to get on YouTube, search for Isaac Malonga, and then they'll be able to tune in for those who were not able to join us. So last but not least, please silence your phones, minimize movement while the word is being shared. And now, the moment we've all been waiting for, the reason we are gathered in this place. Help me to welcome the man of the moment. He looks so shocked. I think there's something they put in my lunch. I'm normally not like this, but I'm so excited. So help me to welcome our Baba, Pastor Isaac Malonga. Karibu sana.
Can somebody give a praise? Okay. So let's just make that what you just did right now was for the praise and worship team. Okay? That's a great job you've done today, Kwakweli. Yeah, God bless you so much. Now let's for Jesus, okay? Thank you so much for coming. Turn to your neighbor and tell them thank you for coming, thank you for coming, thank you for coming. Look for another and tell them thank you for coming, thank you for coming. Thank you guys, thank you guys, thank you guys. Okay. Please, you may have your seats. Okay. Seems we have a full house today. Okay. Just by a show of hands, how many of you are married? How many of you are married? You're married. You're married. Why didn't you tell me? Is that your wife? You got married? And the person sitting next to you is your wife? Oh my, I celebrate you guys. Wow, wow. I didn't know. I didn't know. Wow. God bless you. So how many you have someone? Huh? You know what was so amazing was when I asked how many of you have got someone, no one raised up their hands. So for those who you took your time before raising your hands, I hope she's not here. Okay. I honestly don't know where to start because I feel like I already spoke a lot about relationships and marriage in the morning. One of the best sessions I enjoy teaching is this public by design. Okay? Yeah. Huh? I said purpose by design. Then you heard wrong. Honestly, I enjoy teaching about relationships a lot. Especially now that they're not by revelation. But it is always the most difficult thing for me to do to start. Because most of the times I just flow into relationships in my teachings. I don't think there's a teaching I teach without touching on relationships. There isn't, right? Like today I was speaking some things and I'm wondering how, because you need to hear it, but how do I tell you now? How do I connect that? About value of a woman, her being your treasure, and okay, the Holy Spirit will help us. Okay. How many of you have seen someone but you've not approached them? Please, let's clap for him. Yani his hand shot up and he was so confident about it. Okay, how many have seen? Okay. Interesting. And the guys are putting up their hands. I was hoping to see a lady. Okay, how many of you ladies, you've seen someone but you're waiting? That you. Quietly. Oh, someone is asking me to ask again. So, is it okay if I continue from in the morning or today? I promise you. I promise you. Okay, I'm not promising anything because this is free. There is no refund of your money. Okay? So you came out of your own free will. I didn't see the first time visitors' hands, so I don't know who's the first time visitor, so let me just behave. Okay. Genesis 2:24, that's where we're beginning from, right? And then we'll just pick it up from there. There's a story, or rather, there's a narration in the Word of God. Ah, my goodness. That is beautiful. I mean, there you can, from that, you can even start identifying. No, they just asked me what's the title today. I don't think I have titles. By the way, you people who take notes, what titles do you write? Do you come up with your own titles? Oh, you do? Oh my, I like that. So I think from next Sunday I'll be asking you your titles for the last Sunday so that I can get ideas of my titles. I have a problem in that area. So today I don't even know what to say. Yamani, let me just not have a title, okay? Because I may not stick to that title. But I'm thinking more or less of identifying your life partner. So, Genesis chapter 2, verse 24. Is it there? Can we read together? The NIV, please.
For this reason,
All of us.
For this reason, a man will leave his father and mother and be united to his wife, and they will become one flesh.
I don't know if you've really ever thought about this verse. I don't know. Because sometimes there are times where we just read the Word of God and it's because you've heard it before, so you don't really tend to see anything new in it, or it is a scripture that you know. Okay? But I want you to think about this for a few minutes. Who is saying these words? Wow, this is nice. So everything in the Word of God is said by God, right? That's the safest answer. So who is saying these words? Wow. And I was told, "Hey, parents, where are you?" And we were like, "Yeah!" Who is saying these words? My goodness. I say, I'm getting new revelation. Moses. Huh? It is Adam. Maybe I'm getting it wrong. What is the previous verse? Okay, go ahead. The man said, "This is now born." No. It is still Adam who's saying this, not God. It's Adam who's saying, not God. Because when we read in the book of Genesis, because that's the beginning, right? That's what Genesis means, the beginning. So if it is the beginning, we are still learning the voice of God, right? So every time God has to speak, we have to be told it is God. And God said. Are we going together? Now, I want you to see I want you to see how powerful this statement is. Because Adam is saying this. Listen to me. Adam is saying this. And the first time he's seeing Eve, and he says, this is bones of my bones, flesh of my flesh. And she shall be called who? Woman. And then he goes on to say, for this reason, for this reason, for this reason, a man shall leave his father and mother. It is very easy for us to take that statement lightly. Because was Adam born? Some of you are still not with me. Was Adam born? So he does not know anything about a father, about a mother. But by seeing the woman who's being presented to him, he says, this is bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. Now, I think I'm now starting somewhere. I'm starting somewhere. I was hoping that we're going to have a bit of a prophetic session, but you think I'm going to prophesy who's your wife? No. I'm going to answer something here. And I'm going to speak to the men. We're going to talk. We're going to talk to the men, then talk to the ladies, and then talk to all of us together, and then talk to the married people. But we seem to have a lot of less married people. But I talked about it more or less about the married people in the morning, right? You, married men, did you get your portion in the morning? Yes. I don't know if it is very encouraging. Okay. I'm Kwachache. Okay. Can I hear you then? Can I hear you? Men who are married? Yes. Much better. I've heard this question before. How do I know she's the one? Right? Yes. Right? Yes. No, it seems like you don't want to know. Did you know that in the Garden of Eden, there were animals that looked like human beings? There is creation that was available at the Garden of Eden that we don't know of. For example, right now I can tell you something. None of you have ever seen the serpent or the snake of the Garden of Eden. Yes. It's not an issue of spirituality or revelation, okay? It's an issue of fact. None of us have ever seen the snake of the Garden of Eden. Because the snake we know today, what we're seeing is not what was there before. The snake was not slithering. It was not, how does a snake walk? It glides. Or what is it, right? Yeah? A snake glides. Slithers. Okay. The snake in the garden walked. It had limbs. It had limbs. I may not really be able to say if it was 2 legs or 2 arms, but it had limbs. And actually, okay, this is very good. This is very good. Scientists say that our closest relative is who? Not monkey, please. Chimpanzee. Thank you so much. That's our closest. They've even studied them to know that they've got emotions. They cry if one dies. They laugh. They have a good time. They play. Yes, they've studied them to know. And that's our closest relative. Okay? Okay? Are we going together? Now, I want you to see something. If that is our closest relative, and they say it is really, really close to a human being, okay? For lack of revelation, they say that's where we evolved from, okay? Which, when I think of that, it just makes me shudder. To think that I'm a product of a chimpanzee, and it just doesn't make sense to me, okay? And I can actually nullify that. Because if we evolved from an ape, right? What makes us to believe that we are the last evolvement? So for generations, why are human beings not evolving into something else? So what made the process stop when they got to human? Anyway, okay, it's okay. So let's get back to this. Now, if chimpanzees are our closest relatives, right? There was no way that the serpent, or rather Lucifer, would have used someone who was different. So the closest animal that was close to a human being was a serpent. So I want you to picture that the chimpanzee is our closest relative. Now imagine how the serpent was. Okay? Here's the thing. God never made an announcement to Adam that, hey, come over here. I'm putting you to sleep. There was no announcement. God just put Adam to sleep straight away. Are we going together? There was no introduction, no orientation, no counseling before the procedure. Go with me here. So he wakes up, and then this being called a being was brought to him. And the moment he saw her, he knew. Listen to me. Please, my Adam from first service. Please stand here. Turn around. Please. You're too comfortable. You should have known you're next. Now, listen to me. Turn this side. God never did this. Adam. Adam, please. And Adam was never given an orientation that this is what I'm going to do to you. No. Adam was put to sleep. He wakes up. Excuse me. Go stand over there. He sees her. Is flesh. Look at her. He knew that this one is flesh. He's coming from my flesh. He's coming from my bones. There was no doubt. Listen, some of you think that, okay, I'm going to say something a bit, okay. Is it verse 18? The previous one, I want you to take me to the verse where it says, no. Is it 9? It says, and there was no helper found. 20. Okay. Please help me read.
So Adam gave names to all cattle, to the birds of the air, and to every beast of the field. But for Adam, there was not found a helper comparable to him.
That one says, but for Adam, no suitable helper was found. Okay, I like the New King James version of that one. Okay. Let's read together that, but
for Adam, there was not found a helper comparable to him.
Let's talk here. Let's talk, okay? In other words, it does not mean that Adam did not have help from other creatures. No, the issue was not the help from other creatures. The issue was having a helper who is comparable. Comparable. So there was help available. That's why Friday, the discipleship class, I said something. For us men, please, when you get married, rejoice when your husband comes home with an idea or he's excited about something. You're the only person he wants to share this information with. We'll talk more about this one. So, to Melon Apple. So the issue was not kwamba there was no helper. There was helpers. But those helpers were not comparable to him. Let me talk more about this so that I can just challenge you. When I look at you, you're very learned. I look at you, you look very, or it's just a look. Okay. Think about this. Dogs can be trained. Dogs can be trained to hear commands, to obey. Those are dogs. And their level of intelligence right now that people are training them. I watched a documentary that fascinated me. I think it's, I don't know what, a golden retriever. A golden retriever. I think it's the most intelligent of the dog breeds. And these dogs were trained so that they can be able to help blind people to walk. A dog. So a dog is trained for a blind person. A blind person. This dog has the ability to help a blind person cross a street, go down the stairs, come up the stairs. A dog. A dog. Now, think about this with me for a minute, okay? We are dealing with intelligence that is a result of downfall. I wish somebody could get this. I'm saying what you're admiring right now, that a dog can help a blind person cross the street. The dog can warn the blind person that there's a step here. Yes. Yet, the intelligence of that animal, look at this. In fact, one of the tests that amazed me was they're opened from their cages. And then the trainer releases tennis balls. You should see the temptation as they watch those balls bounce like this, but they're not supposed to move. So they're trained that they need to control their excitement. That's an animal. Because if they cannot overcome their excitement, they're going to kill the blind person. Imagine the dog sees a ball in a busy street and the blind person is. So until they hand over the dog to a blind person, the dog has actually mastered their instincts. Yet we human beings are still failing in that area. So think about this for a moment. And I'm telling you, the intelligence that you're dealing with here is after the fall. So I want you to imagine that dog before the fall. I think I'm alone today, which is okay. So imagine of that level of intelligence before the fall. You tell a dog fetch, they fetch. If you see some of these things they post, dogs can do the most amazing things. Those are dogs. So you can't tell me there was no help. There was help. But there was no help that was comparable. And it's not like Adam had not tried. Remember, he gave names to them. But the moment he saw her, he said, God, I don't need introduction. I don't need to seek your face. I don't need to fast 40 days. I don't need to wait for you to come at the cool of the day to introduce me to this creature. This one, I know. This one is flesh. Hapa hakuna mwanaume atakayesema amen. Listen, I'm trying to deliver you from becoming the famous bee. Who's jumping from one flower? Kama tunazungumza relationship and then you pretend like I'm not talking to you. But see, let's just close this service. No. Pastor Joshua, what I'm saying, it is very possible and it is a God-given ability for a man to know she's the one. Now you see the problem is they wanted 7 steps of identifying. Atmosphere yenu inanifanya nisiwe wazi sana, so wanaume tupo? Are you sure? Yes. Tunaweza tukaongea kama wanaume? Yes. As if the ladies are not around? Yes. Okay. Does it take you 6 months or 1 year to know that I'm not marrying this one? Guys, clap for them. Yeah. You ladies, I thought you'd clap harder than that. Atmosphere leo. Pastor Joshua, akuongoza mombi leo kabla. Let me tell you something, man. There's something in us that identifies who is meant for us. And you know it. And you know it. And you know it. And I want to talk to men who, when they make that choice, huo mziki wataubeba till death do you part. There was something I was speaking, and I'm going to repeat it now. May the Lord deliver us. Hear me. The woman you have married, there is no other woman who's better than her. Dale, can you play something else that is like something? No, don't transpose. You're making it worse. Try like Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. I repeat again. There is no better woman out there other than the one you have married. I wish the wives would have said, hallelujah. Yeah, but you... Nilikuwa nazungumza kitu in the morning, and let me just connect it here, okay? I said something in the morning, and I'm going to continue from here for the sake of those who just come right now, okay? This one that God brought to Adam, there's a time I need to get into something else. This one that God brought to Adam, she was not formed. She was made. She was made. And please understand that word made does not mean that automatically our interpretation that she's perfect in terms of being made. So there's no more to add on that one. No. In the morning I said something. I said the man was formed, but the woman was made. And the woman was brought to Adam, and Adam knew that this is flesh of my flesh and bones of my bones. Okay. Can I tell you something? I love the Holy Spirit. Come. You're going to clap for me after this one. So, stand there. You guys better be ready for this one. When Adam saw her, Pastor Joshua, ole wako you fail in this area, and I'm using you as an example. When he saw her, the only thing Adam could say was, she's what? Flesh of my flesh, bones of my bones. You know why? Because there's nothing more that you can add to that. To the flesh, to the bones. But Adam could not say, she's the mind of my mind. No, Adam could not say, she's the mind of my mind, the vision of my vision. No. That one he could not say. Because now, he had to take her from her being the flesh of my flesh, and day by day, you're becoming the mind of my mind. And the day by day is what we call the formation. Forming her. You people. And then you wonder, what is up with this woman? What is wrong with her? No, the question is, she was flesh of your flesh and bone of your bones. Now my question, from that day, were you operating from the flesh and from the bones? No. Day by day, you're operating by other principles. So you've not taken her to the next level of her becoming the mind of your mind. The heart. Okay, let's not talk about the heart because we talked about the treasure. So which means Eve. Ladies, are you here? Yes. You also need to look. Can the man be able... I'm going to say something here. In fact, Leonard, one of the criteria that these young women need to look for is for a teacher. Kuna andiko, please help the single men. You should see them. Listen, ladies, yes. Don't be won over by lyrics. Anyone can compose. You just need to make sure that if it is blue, my first line, then the last one should be, when I saw you, the sky was blue. And I had no clue. Compose kitu. I just have to make sure. Yes. Kule tunamalizia tu na blue, clue. Ndo dimensiwa hapo hapo. You became my glue. Oh, and that is true. Hey, Jamali. And most of the times, Ngoja tuachie hapo. Most of the times we are thinking things that to us, we're trying to convince you to come over. But there are things we cannot implement. Because we ourselves don't even believe what we're saying if we can achieve it. Now I'm talking with high expectations. Where was I? The purpose of dating is for you to understand his mission statement in life, his vision statement in life, his short-term goals, long-term goals. What are his core values? And he should not tell you in point form. Can you see them evident in his life? Ladies, don't allow your desperation of getting married for you to compromise on principles regarding to marriage. Sit. Thank you so much. Can I say something? This one. Do we talk? Yes. Do we talk? Yes. You want me to be real? Yes. I'm going to say something that is a fact. And I believe I'll deliver many men who are not yet married. How God created us is we're visual oriented. Visual. In other words, most of the times we see first and we think later. You see, this is the problem that I have when men pretend to be like that. You're supposed to be the most real men here. Okay? So men, we agree. We see first, we think later. And can I tell you something? Believe you me, don't blame yourself, because that's how God created us. That's why even God who knew. That's our modus operandi. Adam alipigwa nusu kaputi. Oh, I hope you got the revelation. Really, when it comes to dealing with making him a wife suitable for him, Adam was not allowed to participate. Because Adam angeza kumwambia Mungu, mbona mguu mwembamba kidogo, usafiri. Mungu, usafiri. Usafiri ndio muhimu. If you're going to get this, it will help you. Okay? Pastor Edgar, by the time we're getting into marriage, that's when now things are now getting into order, because emotions have come down to the normal level, where now they are at equilibrium with the mind. I'm saying, during those moments, if we measure the graph of your emotions, you're supposed to be in ICU. The mind is nowhere to be seen at that particular moment. Okay? And most of the times, when you allow your emotions to choose, Your emotions will never choose healthy. How many of you, don't raise up your hands, how many of you when you're thirsty, you feel like a cold bottle of Coke? Please don't raise up your hands. Tena ile ambayo, yani ile inatoa jasho. That one. Ile ambayo ukifanya, yani inachoma choma. Now, my question to you, that's your emotion. But that's not what your body needs. This said mepoa. But you are my future in the morning, right? Yes. I was trying to help the men, right? Okay. Jamani sijui kama the next purpose by design. By the way, I'm ready for another one by this year as well. So when your emotions are high, I don't know if I can censor some things here. Wadome tupo? Kweli? To be honest, your vision, as you look at her, your vision does not go beyond honeymoon. There's one real man. Thank you for encouraging me. The rest of you are hypocrites. May God deliver you. I'm saying. Boy, I'm not. Naturally, as men, when our emotions are there, yeah, the only vision you're not seeing further than honeymoon. You're not. So what happens is that you're making a decision of a vision up until honeymoon. And those are your criterias. Can I help you here? Yes. There's something about us men. We are getters. The moment a man has decided, this is what I want, the man will do anything to get it. And the moment they get it, the interest is gone. I wish I could have real men here. I wish I could have real men. Yani, jamani wanaume tusemeni ukweli, msiniache. And with ladies? Yes, okay. I'll come to you. Can I really be real here? Yes. I know I'm going to be exposing certain things, so I may not have many friends after this. Rarely will you find a man associating closely with a woman without a goal. And kuna normal ninaangalia like. Ladies, I'm helping you. We as men, we don't just come close to you without a goal. We have a goal. And most of you, you don't even care about what is our goal. All you want is attention. And let me tell you, for us as a man, the moment that goal is set, we will pursue it. We will even take a different nature. We will do things. Can I say something here? Yes. Men, ladies, listen to me carefully. Do you know we can even take you to Dubai? And there I have scraped my account. When I'm coming back, I don't even know how I'm going to pay the rent. because of a goal. And then you, being landed in Dubai, you're like, nani mwingine kama sio huyu bwana. And you have no idea that effort, the goal is actually short term. Because in your minds, you cannot understand, how can someone take me to Dubai for a short term goal? I don't know if I should talk about this. You guys still, let me not ask them. Men here, are you still loving me? Yes. Okay. Men, can we talk? Yes. I am traveling to Iringa, right? Whether by bus or by driving. But I'll need to stop somewhere to probably stretch my legs. Huh? Just refresh myself and then go on with my journey. Ladies, how you present yourself, you can actually become a pit stop for so many men. Hapa. Yani the atmosphere. But please, Deo, try Humpty Dumpty set on a wall, please. Or Jack and Jill, please. When we see on Instagram, naona kama anointing inaondoka leo. You know what the Bible says about Proverbs 31 woman? She says she gets her goods from afar. But the problem, we're living in a society where women, this generation, they don't want to pay the price to get the goods from afar. They advertise the goods they have. Okay. Yeah, man, I'm trying. Ladies, can you help us? Because we're already short-sighted in some areas. You're not helping us by every time you're posting and you make sure. You know, one day my wife told me something. I said, look at these people. How can they get so many followers? And you know, she said, just be naked. That's all you need to do. Just be naked and you'll get followers. Can I say something here? Yes. No man will marry you when these goods are for display for all people. Yeah, man, I think the meeting is somewhere else. This is not. No. There's something my wife taught me, and I wish I had not known it. This thing called WhatsApp status. Masa unajua hiyo? WhatsApp status. You know WhatsApp. Why are you pretending like you don't know it? Okay. This thing called WhatsApp. And to be honest, no. Yani, selfie stick. And someone is busy trying to get a certain angle. There's one day I saw one behind a motorbike. I'm not kidding you. You konyuma boda boda, no helmet. And I'm just thinking, if a bus passes by and takes off your arm. So what you don't see is for us. When we see that, we already know what your shop is selling. And so on my way to Iringa, looking for a permanent address, right? Kuna sehemu za kujaza mafuta, kunyoosha miguu kidogo. I'm speaking as a grown up. Is this okay? Maybe I should not be helping them. No, I'm telling you, because we already know what we're going to get from that shop. You advertised it. So we know if we knock at your shop, we'll be received. Mwanaume ambaye anakusifia while you are practically naked, he's never going to marry you. Yani jamani, I wish you could see the hands. No single men are clapping. It's like umetuharibia. You know, I've had people complaining. Why do I just get jokers? I don't get men who are serious. There's no serious photo on your own Instagram, Facebook page. Hakuna serious photo. There's no. Yani hapa, jamani. Ladies, if you hate me, you look at me with those eyes, it's okay. I'm going to say it. Because who else to tell you? And by the way, I think I'm a man. The last time I checked, I was still a man. Let me tell you, can I tell you a little bit about us men? Yani God created us with serious imagination. That even if you come ninja style, you come ninja style, it is not going to hinder us from imagining. Yani God has given us X-ray vision. Yani that's what. So can you just, yeah. He just said, you should not worry. Please, give us something to discover. Hey, ladies, you're not clapping. May God help you. Give us something to discover. You know what that tells us? When your goods are on display, I'm not the first one. So na mimi nitaunga tu foleni. I'm telling you how we think. Let me tell you. No man is going to approach a decent lady for funny games. Wanaume tubo? Am I lying? But the problem is the world has... You're not beautiful if you're not sexy. And sexy means to be. I'm also going to turn the coin to the men. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Esi zinafanya kazi? Any man will do his homework before getting serious with you. What is he going to find in your Facebook profile? I'm going to tell you something that I did with my wife now. Okay? She probably does not know this. May God help me. I managed to befriend her on social media. After checking out what she was posting, which really for me was also not just my greatest concern, when I went to her IG page, Instagram page and Twitter page, my interest was to know who is she following. Because Leonard, the people you follow are the people you admire. Yes. And I can tell a lot about you without interviewing you, just by seeing who are you following. I said dating has become so easy in this generation. So easy. Niguta, you are following. To mention Magina, right? Okay. But I'll just say it this way. Yani that person, kwenye magazeti ya udaku, they're always there on the front page. Na wewe upo na follow. You're already telling me something. I'm going to show you a verse. 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 Where is it? I saw it. Yes. Proverbs 31 verse 18. This one. Proverbs 31 18. And then we go somewhere. Satisa mefika. Okay. We need we need to move on to something else. Please, let's read together.
She perceives that her merchandise is good, and her lamp does not go out by night.
Okay. Forget about the last part. Let's do the first one.
She perceives that her merchandise is good.
The other word to perceive means know. You're not getting it. The virtuous woman, she knows that her merchandise is good. Mtu wa namna hiyo, they don't need to display anything, because she does not get the confirmation of her merchandise. And now I'm interpreting number one. There's interpretation number two. She does not need likes to confirm that her merchandise is good. She knows that her merchandise is good. And they're going to be concealed for the one who will know that her merchandise is good per value, not per display. Yeah. Leo wataondoka wengi leo. Leo wataondoka wengi. Ladies, listen to me. I'm helping you right now. You display, you get jokers. You conceal, you get serious people. And the men are not clapping. Let me show you something here. Let's go to the book of Ruth. This is going to be one of the most difficult. I hear you. Yeah, I'm hearing someone saying, Pastor, mbona leo umetuamulia sisi wadada? Kwani wakaka hautawasema? Nimekusikia. The book of Ruth. There was something I was saying before we go to the book of Ruth, right? I was helping the men. Okay. And I said, because we are visual oriented, because of high emotions, right? I've said this before. I'm going to say it again. Someone told me something that was very interesting, but true. And this person said, God never supplied the man with enough blood to run both heads at the same time. Some have not gotten it. When there's a downstream flow of blood, there's a serious shortage supply up. Oh, now people are getting it. Yes. And it's usually after the blood flow downstream has been released to start flowing upstream. Then we'll become like the prodigal son. Where it says, and he came to his... Yeah. So, because of high emotions, or rather, downstream flow, okay? Vision yetu inaishia pale honeymoon. And after the honeymoon, there's now an equilibrium. And then life begins. But you have to understand that the choices you made, the reason of this person now that you're with, the reason was for here. And now life now begins. But as a man, you've accomplished. And let me tell you something, ladies. Yes. Okay? The more you display what you're doing for us, if at least my vision of honeymoon was here at least, by you displaying, you've brought in it. I wish you could really, I wish you could. Yes, you come on as idea. There's a pastor who used to say, hey, our dad is going to have a sausage. I don't know how you call them, but I'm also calling them sausages. They are sausages. Those things that follow you everywhere. And even if you have a pimple, it will show. And then, mnasema tummy top, tank top. Lee, you know it. My goodness. You know, I look at that. And I look at Tanzania, where we are right now. And sometimes I wonder, what are our children going to wear? If now, that's how we're dressing. And I'm wondering if that's where we are. What are our children going to wear? By the way, did you know that nowadays there are actually exhibitions of naked women who are painted over their body? Yes, there are exhibitions. Yani amekaa pale kama statue, but she's totally stark naked, but painted over her body. Okay. So we need to do something, right? We need to do something, right? Let me finish this and then we go to... Let me finish and then we go to something else, okay? So, men, listen to me. There must be a reason why you're leaving your father and your mother. And that reason must go beyond the honeymoon. Am I talking to someone? I'm not saying that is not important. It is very, very important. That's why even God said it's not good for a man to be alone. That was also the other reason why God said it's not good for a man to be alone, okay? But listen to me. Did you know that purposes does not change? Purpose. A purpose does not change. Okay. Please come. Stand here. Please come. With the way people are celebrating you and the way you're standing, get closer, Bessie. When you meet each other for the first time, there is love, feelings, emotions, and all that, which is good. It's normal. But there must be a reason that is making you to leave your family. And there must be a reason that is making you to leave your family and to decide to be joined to this man. Because after marriage, there is a journey that you're going to take. Divorce does not start when someone has cheated. Divorce begins when there is no purpose or a reason that is common to the two of them. I said purpose does not change. And when the reason that brought you together, right, has accomplished its purpose, then there's no other purpose. So that's the end of it. Are you getting me? So there must be something. Please stand here. Look at that direction. There must be something that is bringing you together beyond what I call the honeymoon vision. A reason and a purpose for a lifetime. It's not just an issue of getting married. It's not just an issue of marrying. Why are we on this boat together? So ladies, there are questions you need to ask that man. Where are you heading? Which direction? What is your speed? When do you estimate to arrive at your destination? Where are we going to pass through? No. Those are critical questions that you... Listen, most people feel shortchanged in marriage because they did not ask all the questions that they needed to ask before getting into it. For anyone to make a wise decision, you need to have more information about that thing in order to make a wise decision. Yes. Let's go to the book of Ruth, please. Sit. So, what I was trying to help here is that by the time the honeymoon is over for most of us men, now we realize that I needed someone more than what I foresaw. Last Friday in Ilimpa, I gave an example of David. I said, David is there. I told him, don't. Nakuharibia CV. I told him, I said, you're not going to get a wife sitting at Mlimani City. Anywhere too. And I told him, I said, unapenda kufuga? He said yes. And I told him, you're better off finding a wife there in the bush where you're also chungaring Oh my goodness. I'm telling you. And there's a reason I was saying this. And nikamwambia, listen, it does not mean kwamba hauwezi kumkuta kama huyo wa Mlimani City. Anaweza kama amekuja tu kudeposit hela NMB, lakini anarudi kule, okay? It's possible. And the reason why I say this is because if his interest is in ufugaji, and that's where his heart is, right? And he gets someone who also has similar interests. Okay, it may not necessarily be mbuzi, but along those lines. Do you know that even if they are out of love, they will not lack anything to talk? No. There are times those butterfly feelings, the ones that you feel like you're a butterfly farm. There are times where those will disappear. Yes. Married men, am I lying? The wives are looking at shoes. No, those butterfly flings, there are times where the flutter will flutter down. And I told him, you're safer that way. You know, when I was choosing my wife, you're not going to believe the picture that I had. Yeah, you're not going to believe. But I'm going to tell you. The picture that I had when I was choosing her, I pictured myself 70 years. We've given birth to our children. They're in New York, Montreal. May God help them to remember us. But they've gone. Okay? And at that time, because of age, also blood flow. Is restricted. Let's talk, guys. That's the picture that I had. So, tumekaa pale, probably mimi nabembea, nasoma gazeti, yeye amekaa kule anabembea, she's knitting. We spend most of our times at the outside porch and sitting room. Bedroom is just for sleeping. Napo mkilala because of age. Samatatu, Monday, you're up. Yes. I started asking myself the question, what are we going to be talking about? Because if I married her for her body, at that time, everything has gone south. What are you going to be talking about? Are you going to be enjoying the fellowship with? So that's when you realize you're married for what? God forbid she has an accident. And she's on a wheelchair. Am I still going to be there? Because what is it going to keep me interested in her? So morphology has encountered a few problems. These are things that we don't ask ourselves. Wanomempo. Let your vision be beyond the honeymoon, please. Are we going together? I say let's go to the book of Ruth. Okay, my time is really going. So we are actually I'm going to do my best to read the whole 4 chapters. But let me tell you. Identifying. Let me tell you. I never thought in the Word of God there was a story about dating God's way that is going to end up into marriage like this one. So are you ready to go with me with that journey? Can you do it in 1 hour? Should I rush to finish the whole of it? Okay. So most of you know the story, but I want us to take it step by step, okay? Okay, let's start from verse 6.
Then she arose with her daughters-in-law.
So the story is Naomi was married, okay? And then there was famine in Bethlehem. So they moved from Bethlehem and they went to Moab, okay? And when they went to Moab, they got kids. I think Marlon and Chilon or something, okay? And these ones married there, okay? One married Orpah, and another one married Ruth, okay? But something happened. Naomi's husband died, and also her sons died. The husband to Ruth and Orpah. Now, this is the place where now they've heard that there is food in Bethlehem. So she's making her journey to go back to where? To Bethlehem. Okay.
Then she arose with her daughters-in-law that she might return from the country of Moab. For she had heard in the country of Moab that the Lord had visited his people by giving them bread. Therefore, she went out from the place where she was, and her 2 daughters-in-law with her. And they went on the way to return to the land of Judah. And Naomi said to her 2 daughters-in-law, Go, return each to her mother's house. The Lord deal kindly with you as you have dealt with the dead and with me. The Lord grant that you may find rest, each in the house of her husband. So she kissed them, and they lifted up their voices and wept. And they said to her, Surely we will return with you to your people.
Okay. So are you noticing that? It's not one person who's saying this. It's both of them saying that we're going to return with you to your people. Okay, go on.
But Naomi said, Turn back, my daughters. Why will you go with me? Are there still sons in my womb that they may be your husbands? Turn back, my daughters, go. For I am too old to have a husband. If I should say I have hope, if I should have a husband tonight and should also bear sons, would you wait for them till they were grown? Would you restrain yourselves from having husbands? No, my daughters, for it grieves me very much for your sakes that the hand of the Lord has gone out against me. Then they lifted up their voices and wept again, and Orpah kissed her mother-in-law, but Ruth clung to her.
Somebody say clung to her. Go on.
And she said, Look, your sister-in-law has gone back to her people and to her and to her gods. Return after your sister-in-law. But Ruth said, Entreat me not to leave you, or to turn back from following after you. For wherever you go, I will go, and wherever you lodge, I will lodge. Your people shall be my people, and your God my God. Where you die, I will die, and there will I be buried. The Lord do so to me, and more also, if anything but death parts you and me.
Listen to me. Listen to me. You don't expect a young wife to say such words. You're with me. To her mother-in-law. This is not your mother. We know the stories about mother-in-laws and You are even saying, where you die, I will die, and there will I be buried. And you're telling this. Now look at this. In fact, it says Ruth clung. Guys, do you know what that means? You know what that means? You've seen how a baby. My question that I kept asking myself. Look at this. The husband has died. her son has died, who was your sister-in-law's husband, right? Then your husband has also died. You know what? That is serious evidence of a serious curse operating in this family. Mme kafa. Mme wa my sister-in-law kafa. Wa kwangu kafa. Mama, you need deliverance. There is a serious generational curse in your family. But there's something I want you to see here. And I hope ladies are going to listen to me. Which means there's something that Ruth saw that was beyond the physical and the present circumstance. You cannot tell someone who her husband has died, your husband has died, your sister-in-law husband has died, and then you tell this person, wherever you go, please take me back, I will go. Guys. Huh? Wherever you go, I will go. Wherever you lodge, I will lodge. Your people shall be my people. Your God, you can't. Ladies, can I talk to you? Yes. Your biggest prayer should be this: that may God open your eyes to see the destiny of that man. Very few hand claps. Listen to me. It is not just in what he's saying to you, but God gave you what you call a sixth sense. You see, that's what women have. Eh? It's called a sixth sense. Intuition. Somehow that doesn't seem to operate during dating. Okay, it was a joke. You'll get it tomorrow, okay? Somehow that ceases to operate during dating. But you have the ability to sense. Okay, can I say something here? Can I say something here? Do you know most of the times when children are born, rarely will the father be able to detect that this son or this daughter of mine has got a great destiny? It's usually the mother. Now, you think that ability to be able to detect. Let me tell you, mothers will know. And there's a way mothers will encourage their children per the destiny that they felt while they were in their womb. I'm telling you. The father may not even see it, but the mother has a way to encourage that child, because there's an assurance of what I felt, what I sensed while I was carrying this child. So how can you be given that ability just when you are married, but not have it before you're married? You know the reason why that ability is not growing is because you have not concentrated to focus yourself in that area. You're trying to compete with every other people. When she saw that she was determined to go with her, she stopped speaking to her. Now, the two of them went until they came to Bethlehem. And it happened when they had come to Bethlehem that all the city was excited because of them, and the woman said, is this Naomi? But she said to them, do not call me Naomi, call me Mara. For the Almighty has dealt very bitterly with me. Okay. Listen to me. Listen to me. It's not just she's a mother-in-law, but she's a bitter mother-in-law. Bitter mother-in-law. Kumbuka, she's getting back to relatives, and this is what she's saying. Do not call me Naomi, call me Mara, because the Almighty has dealt very bitter. What do you think is going to come from her mouth? And yet Ruth is not going anywhere. Turn to your neighbor and tell them discernment of association. Right now, I can tell you something about Ruth. Right now. I can tell you something about Ruth was selfless. Selfless. We're living in a world where it seems like it is always the man to do things for the lady. Men are not saying yes. Ladies are keeping quiet. Huh? Guys, come on. It seems like it's the men who are supposed to always be doing something. Hmm? Eh? So I want you to see something here. Already we're living in a culture where one of the characters of a woman that she's supposed to possess is being assassinated. If you find a selfless woman in our generation, you should give a thanksgiving offering the Old Testament style. You build a physical altar. Upange kabisa mawe vizuri kabisa physical altar. Weka mbao, tafuta mbuzi. Yes. Sometimes I wonder if, there's something Pastor Jane once said. She said, I wonder if we're still going to have mothers of that generation. Can I say something here? Do you know, Leonard, our mothers, if you were a baby and you had flu, serious flu, and you're struggling to breathe because of mucus, our mothers, without a second thought, would put their mouth on your nostril and suck real good to save your life. Our generation, we have suckers. Umwambie dada sasa hivi yeah. Twende chapter 2. Verse 1.
There was a relative of Naomi's husband, a man of great wealth of the family of Elimelech. His name was Boaz.
Somebody say Boaz.
Boaz.
You want to meet your Boaz? Yes. You want to meet your Boaz? Yes. Actually, I think we should call this When Ruth Meets Boaz, right? Or Finding Your Boaz. Somebody say wealthy. Wealthy. Not just wealthy, he was a man of great wealth. Huh? Yes. Huh? Yes. I said he's coming. Okay, go ahead.
So Ruth the Moabitess said to Naomi, "Please let me go to the field and glean heads of grain after him, in whose sight I may find favor." And she said to her, Go, my daughter. Then she left and went and gleaned in the field after the reapers.
Listen to this. Listen to this. Listen, this woman is bitter. Bitter, 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 bitter. Bitter, bitter. In fact, she's, someone who's bitter at God is going to be bitter at everyone. Okay? Please, look at this. Ruth decides, this God who has killed her husband, my husband, is going to be my God. And then, that morning, they've arrived. Look at this. She's new to that place. She's new? She's never been there before, right? And then she says, please allow me. Very early in the morning. You're not getting it. I was about to start saying something. Hakuamkia kwenye kioo to put on her fake eyelashes and mascara and lipstick and then put on her micro mini and walk into town to see. No, see, you just wanted to see your boss. What has happened to that excitement of meeting your boss? She wakes up in the morning, tells the bitter mother-in-law, says, please allow me to go to the field to glean wheat. Glean wheat. Now, do you understand the story here? It was during the harvest time. And usually how they would glean wheat, they would cut the sheath that had wheat, but they'd also leave a little bit behind because it was the law for the poor people, less privileged, so that they can have something to pick. Go on, let's go on, let's go on. You want to meet your boss? Yes. Okay, let's go on.
Then she left and went and gleaned in the field after the reapers. And she came to the part of the field belonging to Boaz, who was of the family of Elimelech. Now behold, Boaz came from Bethlehem and said to the reapers, and they answered him, to his servant who was in charge of the reapers, whose
like we're starting. Eh? What does he say?
Whose young woman is this?
There's something I want to show you here. Leonard, Ruth alikuwa bado mbichi. This side is not getting me. Alikuwa mbichi. David, nebu nitupie neno. Eh? Nini? Kigoli. There's something I want to show you something here. Can I show you something here? Is it okay? Do you know? Very marketable. Very marketable. She could have easily gotten married to someone. Look at this. Easily gotten married to someone else. Let me walk with this bitter woman. The first thing that Boaz noticed, who is this who? So she was beautiful. But let me tell you something. Boaz was a businessman. As a businessman, he was not going to end with just morphology. What caught his attention was not just the beauty, but also the way she was doing the work. Mpaka akasema, yes, I recognize you're beautiful, but who is this woman? Yani speed yako ya kucollect sheath. Hey, unaenda sambamba na wafanyakazi wangu ambao ninawalipa, wewe haulipwi. Lakini speed yako. Okay, maybe I'm not. Speed yako. Oh, revelation, ladies. Which means you can sweat profusely and still be beautiful. Generation E. Ouch! My nail! My nail! My nail! Yaani hapo alikuwa anakata kitunguu. Ndio biashara ya kupikiwa imeisha hapo hapo. Forget. My nail! Yaani wimbo ni my nail, my nail. Ole wako mwanaume una washing machine. Hizi kucha. Zifue nguo. Wewe unajua hizi kucha? Nisabe. Laona leo kidogo leo I'm too let me dilute this. Let me dilute this. Let me dilute this. Let me dilute this. Men, are you like me? Maybe I'm old fashioned. But I'd also just appreciate to see you naturally. Because some of us will feel cheated. The following day after the wedding, wewe sio mke wangu, sijaoa huyu. Wigi pembeni, kumbe hata nakopa pesa kwako. Ziko pembeni. Yeah. You know, at this rate, we won't even know the ones who are toothless. I'm telling you. Kucha za bandia, kope za bandia, nywele za bandia, mdomo. I think I also don't want to know. Now listen to me very carefully. I'm not saying that you should not be beautiful, that you not keep yourself. Please understand me. But the emphasis should not be on the outward beauty. Peter says it. The inner beauty. The inner beauty. And let me tell you, every man looks for that inner. Mina kwambia hivi, let me tell you something. You can be as, yani wewe ni combination. I have to be careful. Anyway, you combine Beyonce. Eh? Okay, all those other ones. Put with your own hands. Think. Use your. This is going to be a bit of an ouch moment, okay? So brace yourself for it. Brace yourself for it. Okay? Your assets are not a substitute for your brain. Let me look this side. No. I'm talking like a grown-up. Your assets are not substitute for your brain. You want to get a good man. Use your brain more than your assets. Nimeongea kama mtu mzima kidogo hapa. Mmenielewa? Mmenielewa? Yes. Kwa sababu I know kuna watu wanaishi mjini. By assets. Oh, so I'm right. Yes. Believe you me, they might look like they've made it. They have no future. We need to censor this one, eh? PBD, afu tuongeza pale plus 18. Let's go. So I said something. Boaz noticed her beauty, but also noticed what? Akasema, whose young woman is this?
So the servant was in charge of.
Boss, what's happening today?
So the servant who was in charge of the reapers answered and said, "It is the young Moabite woman who came back with Naomi from the country of Moab."
Mm-hmm.
And she said, "Please let me glean and gather after the reapers among the sheaves." So she came and has continued from morning until now, though she rested a little.
Say a
in the
little.
house. A little.
Say again.
A little.
Say it one more time.
A little.
Go on.
Then Boaz said to Ruth, "You will listen."
Listen to me. This woman from daybreak, speedy reapers. When they rested, she also rested a little. When they went back to the field, she also followed them. Which man won't marry you? Okay, you're not clapping so much because from the Bible it says there was no helper suitable. So we are looking for a help. Now, suitable means at my speed. At my current. At my speed. You might not think this is very important, but you wait until you get to marry. You enter there. Then you'll understand that these principles, they're operating. Yes. Go on. I'll have to end somewhere.
Then Boaz said to Ruth, "You will listen, my daughter, will you not?"
What?
"You will listen, my daughter."
My daughter. Please remember that one. I'll get to that. And men, you better be ready for this one. Because I'm going to say a statement that will help your marriage. And you men who are about to get into marriage, it will also help you. My goodness. Are you hearing me? Okay. Very good. Okay.
"Do not go to glean another field, nor go from here, but stay close to by my young women. Let your eyes be on the field which they reap and go after them. Have I not commanded the young men not to touch you?"
Okay. We're already starting to see something about Boaz. Listen to me. Number one, he's already providing. Number one, he's already providing. And I'm here, don't go to any other field. Go to the field that my workers will be working. And please don't follow the men. My women. Look at this. He already knows the characteristics of his women. And telling you, I want you to associate with them. Can I say something? It's an example. I might want to marry you. Okay? And I look at you and you look nice. Then the day I meet you with your friends, that's the day the idea disappears eternally. Ladies, listen to me very carefully. Don't fight to be accepted and hang out with people that are actually going to make you miss your destiny like this. Just because you want to be accepted, they look cool, they look... Please listen to me. Your association, by the way, it also goes the same way to men as well. Eh? Yes. I'll get to that. Go on. Verse 9, quickly.
Okay, sorry. Let your eyes be on the field which they reap and go after them. Have I not commanded the young men not to touch you?
Number 2, he's already a protector. Ladies love that. Ladies love that. Yaani unaweza ukarudi na ngeo na stitch 9 kwenye uso, which is a permanent scar. But believe me, she will fall in love with that scar. Because you got that scar while protecting her. Yani she might even be more in love with that scar than your whole face. Men, shout protector. Ladies, listen to me. If that man is not willing to protect you before you get married, he's never going to protect you after he says, I do. And can I tell you the number one protection? Remind me to say it. No. You'll remind me to say it. Okay.
And when you are thirsty.
Listen. You know how they say, no glove, no love. You're pretending like you don't know what I'm saying. Okay, so let me just leave it. No glove, no love. And it's going out there that if he loves you, he'll protect you. That's not the protecting we're talking about. Not the glove. The whole thing about no love, no glove, no love, that is not love. That is lust. I will tell you how a man is supposed to protect you, even before. And you already know that this one is a keeper. It's there in the Bible. In this same story. So we'll get to it. Okay.
And when you are thirsty, go to the vessels and drink from what the young men have drawn. So she fell on her face, bowed down to the ground, and said to him,
Jesus is Lord. Leonard, this beautiful woman who has been working from, and then you give her instructions. Her response to your instructions. I feel the Holy Ghost. She gets down on her knees and bows down as a response to instruction. Yani ingekuwa mimi. Hapo bonampe Ruth, simama, pete hapa. If there's anything a man wants above everything else is respect. Yani nakwambia hivi, you don't offer respect, hata hiyo sex kanayo. Okay. I said I was going to talk about marriage, but it seems the married people are not ready for me. So let's stop about this. No, let's forget about. Okay, maybe. Fine, let's stop this. No, your response is not very. For a man, ladies, listen to me. There's no such thing as being equal. No. You see, if you're going to be equal, then that marriage is a dragon. It's only dragons that have two heads. What? Please, don't have beef with me. Take it to him. It is his order. I'm saying when we are equal, that means that marriage is not it's a dragon. Because it's only dragons that have two heads. I feel like talking more like, kama kidogo. Now, who want me to talk more? The men. You said you want to meet your boss, eh? Yes. Which means you have to become a Ruth. Yes. Look at this instruction. Guys, let's think this for a moment, right? For a moment, think about this. Yani boss amekwambia hivi, go to the field that you see my workers going to, and then you will drink water from the water the men have drawn. And Ruth, wala hapigi goti kusema, abe baba. No. Hata ile Kinyakyusa. Kuna ile ni ringa wale. Wanapiga magoti wanaingia sebleni huko wanapiga mwambie mmoja wao hapa afanye. Kwanza I think hata hii magoti inapotea siku hizi. Ni kama wadada wamefungiwa chuma, yani. Ruth responds to that. She bows down. Goes down on knees and bows. Yani, like, not even yes, sir, my Lord. If you can have that heart, ladies, yani Dubai itakuwa Kariako. Wanaopiga makofi leo wachache. Somebody shout respect. That's the number one thing a man desires. It's a need. Let me tell you, it's a need. It's not a want. Yani, there's no option. It's a need. Ni uhitaji wa mwanaume to be respected. You will never change a man's mind by being equal with him. You will only change his mind by submitting to him. Okay, let's move forward. Okay? So she fell on her face, bowed down to the ground and said to him, go on, go on.
Why have I found favor in your eyes, that you should take notice of me since I am a foreigner? And Boaz answered and said to her, it has been fully reported to me.
Read it again. It has been what?
Been fully reported to me.
Say it again.
It has been fully reported to me.
Fully
Yes.
reported to me. Go on. What was the report?
All that you have done for your mother-in-law.
What?
All that you have done
for your bitter mother-in-law. Yes. Ladies, listen to me. Some of you are crying because not many men are knocking at your door. You should be thanking God because of your characters, jokers are bypassing you. Yeah. Listen to me. I want to heal some of you that don't think that you're getting less number of likes because you're not showing your goods. I'm just beginning. Usifikiri kwamba mbona hawanioni. No. It's sad that in this generation we've got more jokers than real men. So the fact they're not seeing you, you should thank God, because the ones who are not seeing you, they are jokers. A day is going to come where you think no one knows about you. But the way you lived your life as a virtuous lady, you will meet a wealthy man who is going to say, I have your full report. Yeah, man, I don't know if I'm talking to... Men, are you here? Yes. Men, are you here? Yes. Can we talk as real men? Yes. You know, before we got saved and we're serious with God, kuna vile vijiwe vya wanaume, we even knew who are going to be wives. Jane, yule mwanamke. Yeah, we know. Yes. Asha. Asha. Sorry, I'm just using as an example, okay? Please, if there's an Asha in here, I'm not talking about you. In fact, Asha is not A-S-H-A, is you. U-C-H-A, okay? Even we men in our circles, we used to know. Fulani. Yule. Mtu akija anajipanga kuingia kichwa cha boss jipange yule. We know. It's just that we are not ready for your level. We are still playing games. So we even know you're way above our league. Hata tunamshangaa yule ambaye hata kuattempt. Umejipanga. Yani we know. Man, you're not clapping. You're not clapping, man. You're not clapping. Tunajua. Yule boss. Tutakuombea hongera lakini we are what? Because we know you're out of our league. Lakini na wengine Am I teaching? Yes. Am I helping? Yes. Go on. It has been fully reported to me all that you have done for your mother-in-law since the since the day your husband died. Yet look at your CV. How it goes ahead of you. Wewe uko Moab, mume wako amekufa, unaomboleza. Na unaomboleza pia mume wa sister-in-law. Bado unaomboleza and you think God has forgotten. Kumbe kuna watu wanafuatilia. From the day you were crying. I don't know if I'm talking to a lady. I'm saying from the day you were crying, someone is following up. And how you have left your father and your mother and the land of your birth and have come to a people whom you did not know before. Somebody shout a virtuous woman. Yani naomba nikwambie kitu kimoja. There's a level where you get. There's a level where you get. Where you become special edition. Amwele lugha yangu. Yani nakwambia hizi Lamborghini ziko 9 tu duniani. And you're one among them. You didn't get what I mean. Maybe you didn't understand what I just said. There's a day a gentleman came to me and said, Baba, I have seen one of your daughters. I said, Okay. Akanitajia jina. I say, I didn't do this because I'm a leader to that person. But moyoni, I did this. You're going for that one? They are here. I told him, you're going for that one. Inside, weirdly. And they're happily married. And that is my prayer for all my daughters and all my sons. That there will never be a day when someone comes to me and says, Baba, I've seen. And I say, pray. And after you've prayed, pray. Verse 12. Verse 12. Quickly, help me.
The Lord repay your work, and a full reward be given to you by the Lord God of Israel, under whose wings you have come for refuge.
I wish I had time to do a serious exposition, but anyway, because of time, let's go.
Then she said, let me find favor in your sight, my Lord, for you have comforted me. For you have comforted me. For you have comforted me. For you have comforted me.
I wish I had time to work this thing. Husbands, are you here? Yes. Okay, go on.
And have spoken kindly to your maidservant.
What?
And have spoken kindly to your maidservant.
Men, husbands, there's a way we need to learn how to speak to our wives. Akikosea. Mrejeshe. kwa upole. And you know, naturally, your voice inatisha. Naturally. Na sisi wanaume sijui tabia zingine tunachukua kutoka kwa wanyama. Kwa sababu ni simba ndio lazima watashindana kuroho. Yes, ana announce. Meme ndo baba mwenye nyumba hii. There's a time I was talking to people, I said, hey, we Africans, we need to change. Because you know the lioness is the one that hunts. And then when it hunts, it brings the food. It doesn't eat with the cubs. No, it's the male lion that eats first. It didn't go hunting. Yes, the male lion didn't go hunting, but it's the one that eats first. And in fact, that's where we get the term lion's share. Yes. Linakula likishashiba. After eating all the best parts. That's when the lioness who hunted comes with the cubs to eat. May God deliver Africa. Men, there's a way to talk to your wife. Yes. No matter how angry. I think I need to talk about this more some other time. No matter how angry you are, watch the tone of your voice to your wife. You might damage her for her never to recover again. Yet, she was supposed to help you in that area. And you've crippled her never to help you again because of how you dealt with her mistake. Now, Deo, this is now the right time for that music. Take it higher. Thank you. Ooh. Husband, can I ask you a question? When you made a mistake, did you ever hear, Simon, what have you done? You have wronged me. Repent. Yani pamoja na hiyo sauti yote kuna watu bado wanasinzia. Yeah. There was never a day where God rebuked you with a loud voice. And in fact, kinachoumizaga zaidi kwa kumkosea Mungu is when the Holy Spirit comes with a very small still voice. Why did you do this? You know how, yani hiyo ndo inaumizaga. Mume, usifikiri ukibadilisha sauti uende nipe baraton huko. To that low. Usifikiri to rekebisha your wife. Can I tell you? Yes. And by the way, what am I? Please, can I have that seat? I don't know if you're going to see me. And Mungu nimefanya hivi, yeah? Yeah. You can go. Si mke wako amekosea? Naambia babes, come. Let's talk. Let's check this first. Babes, have I ever done this?
Yes.
Yes. Naomba nikuulize swali. Let me ask you a question. Honestly, as a woman, he corrects you this way. Utaacha kubadilika? I wish you had Leonard. He just said raising the standards, Baba. Yes. Tana, you don't call her idiot. What's wrong with you? Whose mother are you? And it's something that don't even make sense. You look for the most loving name. Say, baby, come here. Can we talk? Kahapa. By the way, there are times even by her, she loves gelato's ice cream. Imagine. Natoka zangu kona poka. And then it's gelato ice cream. I mean, it's Milimani City. But that's Akile. And she's happy. Come, let's talk. I'm telling you, your heart's desire is to become a better person. Listen, the glory of a woman is her hair, but the glory of a man is a woman. Why are you damaging your own glory? Why? Why? Let me tell you, you damage her, there's no glory. And it is your loss. Ladies, now you see why I was telling you. If you're looking for a husband, look for a standard. And I think you men have also learned something. Yani mimi nakwambiaga, after that incident, Leonard, akishaka hapa, na nimeongea kwa upole, kwa upendo. After that, only Jesus knows. I'm telling you. Hey, this side wamepoa. People, should I close? Yani, within the next 1 hour, wewe mwenyewe ushasahau alikukosea nini? Let me find favor in your sight, my Lord, for you have comforted me and have spoken kindly to your maidservant. Though I am not like one of your maidservants, but you've treated me with respect, as if I'm your own. Men, I'm talking to you. No matter how, forgive me ladies, okay? No matter how loose she is, if she's to meet you, may she see a standard of who she is. It doesn't mean because she's loose, then na wewe tu unaunga trailer. No. You must treat her like as if she is your wife to be. Listen to me. Listen to me. Yeah, is it okay if let me just use her. Yani, even if everything, no, kwangu mimi, this is not important because your dignity matters. Yani, sure, na wewe, unaanza kuongea naye, sasa, I wish you could say, you're not even looking in the eye. Yeah. So, but, may she know that you are different. Probably she's never, ever met someone who valued her. And you're the first person. And for the first time she's realizing, oh, I didn't know. And you're not even intending to marry her. If you can do that, single men, listen to me. If we can do that to these beautiful ladies, children of God, who either by ignorance or upbringing, okay, listen to me, and you do that. Let me ask you a question. How is your wife going to be? Because what you sow, you reap. Men, say speak kindly. Men, say speak kindly. Speak kindly. Let's finish.
Now Boaz said to her at mealtime, "Come here and eat of the bread, and dip your piece of bread in the vinegar." So she sat beside the reapers, and he passed parched grain to her, and she ate and was satisfied, and kept some back.
What was it? So she sat beside the reapers, and he passed parched grain to her. That was prepared food. And she ate and was satisfied, and kept some back for her bitter mother-in-law. There's a place I want to go, and then I think we'll continue the next PBD. Is that okay?
Okay.
Can I continue with this the next PBD? Because there are so many things that I really want to expound on, but time is not on our side. Or you want new revelation? Okay. There's a place I wanted us to end on this time. Yeah. Chapter 3. This is the last part of verse 1. All the way down.
Then Naomi, her mother-in-law, said to her, "My daughter, shall I not seek security for you that it may be well with you? Now Boaz, whose young women you were with, is he not our relative? In fact, he is winnowing barley tonight at the threshing floor."
Somebody say tonight.
Tonight.
Okay.
Therefore, wash yourself and anoint yourself.
Slowly.
Therefore, wash yourself.
Wait. He's winnowing barley?
Tonight.
Not the day. During the night.
Yeah.
Is that clear?
Yes.
Ni usiku.
Yes.
Giza.
Kabisa.
Totoro. And then anaambiwa oga vizuri, jipake mafuta, alafu put on your best garment. Hii ni strategy. Ini? Okay, go on.
But do not make yourself known to the man. Sorry, put on your best garment and go down to the threshing floor. But do not make yourself known to the man until he has finished eating and drinking. Then it shall be when he lies down.
Wait, so basi romantically.
That you shall notice the place where he lies.
Wait. Then it shall be when he lies down. Yamani ni usiku.
Yes.
So this is not a siesta.
No.
It's not a nap.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
That you shall notice the place where he lies. And you shall go in. Uncover his feet.
What?
Uncover his feet. Uncover his feet.
That's where you begin. No. Okay, go on.
And lie down.
And lie down.
And he will tell you what you should do. And she said to her, "All that you say to me, I will do."
Someone say following instructions. Okay.
So she went down to the threshing floor and did according to all that her mother-in-law instructed her. And after Boaz had eaten and drunk, and his heart
Drunk. So it's not water here. Nafikiri wanasemaga pombe sio maji. So chai. Basi mimi nimekuja na kwangu sio maji. Okay? So this is not water. He's drunk. And then he's what?
His heart was cheerful.
So he's happy. And he's happy. You will understand me?
He went to lie down at the end of the heap of grain. And she came softly.
Say softly.
Softly.
Softly. Akanyata.
And covered his feet.
And lay down. Okay.
Now it happened at midnight.
Where?
At midnight.
What time?
At midnight.
Where?
At midnight. That the man was startled and turned himself. And there, a woman was lying at his feet.
Kaoga safi. Ananukia bala. Na kavaa vizuri. Na ni usiku wa manane. And I'm still happy. I'm really exaggerating this scenario, but there's something I want to drive home.
He said, who are you?
Niulize swali. Ingekuwa wewe? Ingekuwa wewe? Ungeuliza hata jina. Joshua, umekunywa? You are happy. Kajileta mwenyewe. Sikukuomba, sikukupigia simu, sikukufungulia mlango. Kwanza umejifungulia mwenyewe. And you're wondering if such things are in the Bible. Who are you?
She answered,
I
am Ruth, your maidservant. Take your maidservant under your wing.
Under your wing. Not under anything else, but under your wing.
For you are a close relative. Then he said, Blessed are you of the Lord, my daughter.
I like that one. Okay, go on.
For you have shown more kindness at the end than at the beginning.
I say, Mia, even I want to be married to this boss.
In that you did not go after young men, whether poor or rich. And now, my daughter, do not fear.
What?
Do not fear.
What?
Do not fear.
Excuse me. Usiku wa manane. Tuko mimi na yeye. Kajileta mwenyewe. Na nimekunywa. I'm happy. Yet, my moral fiber. Pamoja na pombe. Pamoja that I'm happy. Na amejileta mwenyewe. But my moral fiber. Nakwambia hivi. Do not fear. There will be no hanky-panky. Yani, anasema, I will do for you all that you request. For all the people of my town know that you're of... Yeah. In other words, Boaz is saying, I am a man of values, discipline, a man of integrity. I cannot allow my name to be watered down by a thing of 30 minutes. Ingekuwa wewe. Kwanza, I don't know even if we have ladies who could go. Because there's a spiritual significance of her lifting. Not up there. Huku chini kwenye robe. And then going to lie at his feet. You know what that indicated? Submission. I'm under your feet. Na hakuja na nighting dress. No, lingerie. I like my version, lingerie. ingekuwa wengine wetu hapa. Yaani umejitahidi sana, umekesha kwa sababu unageuka na yeye anageuka. Unakuwa you know what I'm talking about. But I want you to look at the moral fiber of Boaz. I'm not going to do anything to you at all until I fulfill my obligation. I have to fill all procedures. We'll continue this next. There was more. I need to talk more about this. But no. There's a time limit for us. But there's something I want you to see. And Ruth was not going there to tempt Boaz. Ndio maana inabidi niishie hapa. Na offend watu. No. She wasn't there. She was following instructions. And guess what? Yani amekaa pale. Wala kwanza kumtekenya vidu. She waited until he noticed. And look at the moral fire. Who are you? I am Ruth. Do not fear. Yani, I'm not about to do anything to you that will bring shame to you, shame to me. I think we should close here for now, okay? We'll continue next. I don't know when it is going to be. But I wanted to talk more about this, and then we move on to the story of Boaz and Ruth and what Boaz had to do. But there's also something I learned. Men, are you here? Boaz alikuwa amevuna. Right? So, the wheat was still shambani. He's a serious businessman. He never hired Scorpion Security to guard the harvest. Alikuwa pale mwenyewe pale tena kalalia juu. In fact, alilalia pale juu ya what he harvested. Hakai mbali. And the profit that he has made. Okay? But guess what? Even Ruth was also there. It was the most uncomfortable place to sleep because it wasn't a bed. Wamelala juu ya wheat. Na Ruth yuko pale. What kind of a helper do you need? More than that one. We'll go on next time. So, can I close here? Did you get something? Men, did you get something? I strongly believe that if you can follow what is being taught here, you won't have problems in your marriage. You won't. You won't. You won't. The other day I was in Zimbabwe, and one of the pastors met me and said, "Oh, where's your wife? Where's your wife?" We had gone together, but she had come back. I said, "Ah, she's gone back." He said, "Ah, okay. And he said, "Oh, you guys, how?" I think he asked me, "Do you have any kids or something?" I said, "But how long have you been married?" I said, "We've entered into our third year." He said, "Really?" I said, "Yes, third year." He said, "Oh my, it looks like you guys got married the other day." I was like, "Oh, so the butterflies are still there." Leonard, when you marry for value, you will always appreciate that value. So, are you ready to meet your Boaz? Are you ready to meet your Ruth? Just bow your heads wherever you are. Just bow your heads. Father, we thank you for this time. Thank you for your children who are gathered in this place. Bless each one of them. In Jesus' name. I'm really going to make this very short. Very, very short. If you have any pain right now, just stand on your feet, okay? If you're in pain right now, just stand on your feet. Don't worry, I'm not going to call you up here. But this is something that I prayed for and I was instructed to do. And it will only take seconds. Okay? If you have serious pain during your time of the month, please stand up. If you've been diagnosed with fibroids, please stand up. If you have any tumor, please stand up. If you've got irregular menses, please stand up. If you have problems with fertility issues, please stand up. Whether men or women, stand up. Father, in the name of Jesus, I bring healing to your children. Listen to me, if you've got any blood infection, any kind of blood infection, please stand up. Please stand up. Please stand up. Let your situation be rectified right now in Jesus' name. In the name of Jesus, whatever is not normal, I decree normality. Tumors disappear in Jesus' name. Fibroids disappear in Jesus' name. I command that pain during that time to leave you permanently and never to come back. That excruciating pain that you cannot even think, you cannot even do anything. In the name of Jesus, I command you to let go right now. And you're never coming back. I decree normality in your biological system. I decree normality in your bloodstream. I decree normality, anything that is abnormal in your system. In the name of Jesus, I decree a normality. Let everything come back to normal. Tonight, it shall be the end of irregularities in your life, in your body system. You're walking out of this place with your healing. You will come to this place to testify. Because there'll be no more fibroids, no more infection, no more pain, no more abnormalities in your system. In the name of Jesus, and somebody shout hallelujah.
Come on, you can do better. Why don't you just rise up to your feet? Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, because we know that it is done. We know our healing is secured. We know that the words that have been spoken in this place are going to go ahead of us. They're going to make our way straight. They're going to clear our paths. Everyone who has been spoken to, believe it that it is done. And you're going to come back here and we're going to be amazed to hear your testimony. So just take out your offering. We're going to do this really quickly. Just take out your offering. We can't leave after what knowledge we've received and after what has taken place and we just leave like that. That's not how the things of God work. So take out a good offering and we're going to speak over it. So let's pray. Father, in my hand I hold a seed. let this seed just go ahead of me and let it go and do a work in my life. The knowledge that I've received, I now seal it and I give in faith. The healing that I've received, and I seal it right now with my seed. And even as I take this step of faith, that God, you're going to meet me. You're going to meet me at my point of need, and you're going to prove yourself to be a faithful God. Thank you, Jesus. In Jesus' mighty name, we all agree and say, amen. You're blessed. First-time visitors, please remember to drop the form with your information. Otherwise, karibuni tena.